Hi friends, welcome back to another homeschool video. If you are new here, my name is Marissa, and today I wanted to take you through a realistic day in the life of homeschooling. So I am a mom to 6 beautiful kids, and I have 5 of them who live with me. I have a year 2 child, a year 1 student, as well as a kindergartner, and then I also have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old. So our days are super busy, and that is why I try my best to get up early before my children wake up so that I can start my day in the way that I want to. So on this particular morning, I did wake up at around 5 a.m. I started my morning with a coffee and Bible time, which is what I usually do. I am currently going through the Bible in a year, and so I enjoyed that, and then I felt really tight. So I spent a few minutes just stretching, making my body feel a bit less stiff. I don't actually usually do this, but on this particular morning, it was definitely needed. Now, something I have also gotten out of routine with, but that I have been trying to do for the past, I would say about 8 months, is lymph drainage as well as face massage. So I swear by this. I have seen the biggest difference in my jawline, in my double chin, in the puffiness in my face. Honestly, guys, if you have heard of face massage or if you haven't, I highly recommend that you look into it. It does look a bit funny, guys, but honestly, look into it. It is amazing. So this day of homeschool was a Monday, and if you aren't aware, I do work from home as well. So today you're going to see how I go back and forth between homeschooling and caring for the kids and balancing work. You guys are going to see firsthand what it actually looks like in real life. Now, this is not an exciting day for anyone per se, but at the end of the day, the things that needed to get done did get done. My kids were still joyful. So after I got to spend about 90 minutes by myself before the kids woke up, they did eventually all wake up one by one, and that is where I cut up pizza for breakfast. This is the leftovers that we had from dinner the night before, and guys, if you have never thought of having leftovers for breakfast, I highly recommend doing so. Whoever created the rule that there is such thing as breakfast foods? You can eat whatever you want for breakfast. And then we got into our morning time. So on really busy days, I do multitask. I don't love it, but I will do my face and put on a bit of makeup during our morning time if I have to, if I am short on time, and I definitely was short on time on this particular day. I also want to be real with you guys and let you know that this day was really challenging for me. There was a lot of character training that needed to be done with some of my younger children, and I was really overwhelmed and frustrated. For the sake of this video, I did keep it together, and honestly, it was a blessing because I feel like it helped me maintain my composure. But if you feel like homeschool is hard and your days are overwhelming and some days you just find yourself crying, we have all been there. I find when you are homeschooling and trying to juggle little ones, it can be a really tricky balance, and it's really hard to do well. I have no wits, no words, no tears. My heart. If you are in a similar boat, you are not alone, and my encouragement is to just do your best and everything will sort itself out. Today is a busy day. It is about 8:15, and we have just finished off our Easter study for this morning. That was our first lesson for the day. I now need to run around the house, tidy up a few things because we do rent, and I have a lady coming to do a house valuation. It has not been a good morning so far. We have had a lot of character training issues with multiple children. One of my kids was getting impatient which is fair enough, because I need to stop what I am doing to go and correct the other child's character. And then my other poor kids are sitting there waiting, and so because they're so young, of course they're getting restless. So it's time to reset. I'm not going to film it, but I am going to run around and do a quick tidy up because I have a meeting at 9 o'clock. with one of the girls who was going through my homeschool program. I do have a homeschool kickstart program. It helps simplify your homeschool and reduce overwhelm when you are starting your homeschool journey. So if you guys do want to learn more about that, you can check out the link down below. But yes, I have a meeting at 9 o'clock, and so I need to get everything done before then to hopefully get all of our school done before lunchtime when I need to take them to the dentist. So wish me luck. Now, I am not ashamed to admit that when I have to do some work, especially if it's involving someone else, I did need to hop onto a Zoom call, and so that meant that the TV was coming on. I am completely comfortable with my kids watching television while I do these important work things because it's what's easiest, and sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, I just got off my first call. So it's basically a feedback call where I have had a few people go through my program now, and I wanted to get testimonials from them for my sales page. And so first call was a success. That was really good hearing her insights and yeah, just what she thought of the program. So back to homeschooling. Now, I didn't actually get to homeschooling immediately, and the reason why is because my lovely children let me know that apparently we had no food in the house. So I hopped online and started ordering groceries to pick up later on in that day. Once I ordered the groceries, I did get out our math curriculum to get started on with my year 2 student. He is my priority because he has the biggest workload, and he is also only 7. So after my son's math lesson, I made the kids something to eat, and then I jumped onto my second call for the day. And then finally I was able to run around the house and do a bit more of my housework. In between our school lessons, I do try to do 1 or 2 jobs around the home. I just find that this is easier for me. My kids want a 10-minute break in between lessons anyways, and so I prefer to tidy up the home during those moments. It gives me a break mentally as well, and then I will just move on to the next lesson. At this point, my baby was getting super fussy, and so I put her in bed. I took her bottle into the bedroom to make it because she was screaming her head off, and then now she gets to go down for her nap for the day. And this is time that I really appreciate in my days. If you have a baby that still naps, hold on for dear life for those moments, because it is just so nice being able to fully focus on your school age children when the baby is sleeping, so you don't need to feel guilty or annoyed, you know, when your baby wants your attention. The biggest challenge I have been finding myself in lately is keeping my 3-year-old entertained. He is very adventurous and a typical boy, and so he doesn't really like being inside. He also doesn't really like playing with toys. So if you guys have any recommendations or tips on how to keep a very active, energetic 3-year-old boy busy while homeschooling, I would love to hear your tips and advice. So now is when I am getting into cooking for my husband. Now he has currently been on night shift, which means I need to keep my kids quiet throughout the day, but I also need to have his lunch, which is pretty much his dinner, ready before he leaves for work at 5 p.m. And so that means that I have been getting dinner ready for the household at around 2. And honestly, guys, it has been amazing. Lately, my kids have been having dinner at around 4 p.m. And then if they are hungry later on at 7, just before we go to bed, I will make them a smoothie or give them just a really light snack like crackers or veggie sticks and dip, and then they go to bed. And guys, I think this is one of the biggest changes that we have made in this season that I am going to keep at least while I have small children. It has made cleanup time so much smoother and quicker. My home is tidy and back in order much earlier, so I have more time to relax, and it has just been amazing. While I am cooking, I thought I would show you guys what my other kids get up to. I found my daughter looking out the window at the oncoming storm. I just thought it was such a sweet, beautiful moment, finding her looking out into nature and appreciating that. Moments like this just make me so grateful to be at home homeschooling my kids. And then my other two kids, they are honestly best friends. They always have been. They were just doing some painting. They set it up by themselves. They end up chatting and making their creations. And then once they are done, they will come and show it to me and I throw it in the bin. I am not kidding, guys. They just make artwork all day, every day, and by having 6 kids, I just do not have the capacity to keep everything they make, but they understand that. They know that I appreciate and love everything they do, but they also understand that we only have a certain amount of space in our home, and so mummy unfortunately cannot keep everything. So we also have an inspection the next day, and so that is why I was quickly getting in a bathroom clean. All I did was clean the bathtub, and then I started making my hubby's coffee. I'm assuming at this point it is around 2 p.m. because that is when he wakes up from his sleep during the day. And then I got him up and he is getting ready for work and just relaxing before he leaves. I'm also setting out the kids' dinner at this point. It's really early, I know, but honestly guys, like I said, life changer. Start making your dinner super early. If you are interested, my next video is actually a meal prep video where I prepped our breakfast for the week for homeschool. So if you guys are interested in that, don't forget to subscribe in case you missed that one. A fun fact about me is my husband and I were personal trainers, and we actually met at a gym that we were both working in. And so right now we are heading off to the gym to get a quick workout in. I take pre-workout. I do not recommend that you take it. It cannot be good for you, but it's just something I have always taken, and this is my current choice of pre-workout. It is no stim, so there is no caffeine in it, but it does give you that pump, and it does have nootropics in it, so you still feel good while you're training. My baby was still sleeping, so I had to quickly wake her up to feed her before we left so that she was happy, and then we got the kids into the car. Now on this day, it was a super quick workout, so I didn't get to finish it, so you guys get to see my core finisher that I should have done at the gym. I can't stand training core, but you know, I follow a program and that's what was in it, so I got that done. By now, you guys can see that I actually get so much done for myself during the day, and I think this is so important. I know so many mums, they get so burnt out and overwhelmed, and they can be quite resentful towards their children without even realizing it, because so much of their life and time and energy is dedicated to your children. That is so important, but if I can find multiple moments in my day to be alone, to work on my health, to exercise, to cook real food from home, then anyone can. And so movement makes me feel so good. I'm genuinely just a happier person when I exercise every day. It is not about looks at this point. It is honestly about how it makes me feel and making me a happier mum for my kids. While my husband and I trained at the gym, the kids did go to creche. This is where they get a bit of socialization in. They meet other kids that they do not know. Often I will go in to pick them up and find them playing, and they will tell me that they have made a new friend. And that, honestly guys, is part of homeschooling. Putting them in situations where they don't know other people is a great way to teach them communication skills and what is acceptable and how to behave and use their manners in real life scenarios. house.
I look like a hot mess. It is nearly 7 o'clock. So what I am going to do now is I am going to bath the kids. We are going to brush our teeth, read a story. This is what I love about Charlotte Mason is on the days where I only get math and language arts done with our curriculums. To be fair, we also did morning time, which covers pretty much every other subject that we would need to do. But at nighttime, if I don't get to do health or science or a directed art lesson in the daytime, I can just find a living book of ours and read that to the children at nighttime. And then in my mind, it has been a successful day of homeschool. So that is what I'm going to do. After that, I am going to quickly run around the house and clean the areas because, as you already know, there is an inspection tomorrow. I have a meeting at 7 a.m. and then I also am leaving to go to this co-op meeting at 9:30 with the kids. So I basically need to get everything done tonight. But the good thing is, after being a homemaker for pretty much over a decade now, inspections are so much less stressful for me. I used to get so stressed out when inspections came, and I don't know why, but it would take me a week. I would start cleaning the house a week in advance, and only then would I be ready for the inspection on that day. And I don't know why, maybe it was the ages of the children because they were so young. I would have had 3 under 3. But now, I don't know if I'm just more relaxed or if I have built the skills to get things done quicker. Of course, the kids are a bit older now too, so they get to watch the baby, and it's a lot easier to get them busy so I can clean. A bit of work, a bit of cleaning, but first up, we need to get the kids ready for bed.
This is the geography book that we are currently going through. I have been reading a chapter each night instead of putting it as a lesson during the day. This is just our read aloud at night. The book is really great. It is an Australian-based geography book, and I have learned so much. We are only up to chapter 4, but I highly recommend this. Even if you aren't Australian, this is a great country study because, like, I am Australian. And I've learned so much, so I do highly recommend. Each chapter is only like 3 or 4 pages, and it also has illustrations to help you understand things as well. My kids were so wonderful and helpful on this particular night. We always do chores after dinner each day. However, they were really helpful on this particular night. I did give them extra jobs because we do have an inspection the next day for the 100th time. I know you're sick of me saying that, but it is quite stressful trying to get everything done and keeping it clean with so many kids living in the house. I did plan to do a bit of work at this point. However, I was so tired. It was probably 9 p.m. and I did have a child who was waiting for me in my bed. So I did a bit of reading, and then I had an early night ready for another day tomorrow. If you enjoyed this video, I would love for you to subscribe, leave me a comment down below, and I will see you guys next time.